Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Skulk. Continuing the story let's just get into the arena already. I've been waiting this whole time. Time to get in. And you already know what the game is. Sorry. The game? I haven't played a game in a while, have I? I need to change that. Alright, we'll get to the story. We'll click on things and then we'll... Yeah. There's a book and a sword sitting there. Between the two, a small dagger rests there. I go to touch it, but Pro quickly stops me.
Hey, don't touch that! It's mine! Plan to use it during the upcoming battle. Never touch a weapon that's not your own.
I apologize and set my sights on the book. It seems to be about the Grand Library in Balteus. How is this here? Was somebody studying it?
The Grand Library. Located in Balteus, the Grand Library is something of an anomaly. While many say it contains literature about Alestia's entire history, nobody has ever actually set foot inside. Rumors of a mysterious man tending to the books are rampant. Could such a collection really be under the watch of one individual? Furthermore, what are the books actually about? Members of the Triumvirate's honor guard ensure that nobody but this mystery man enters the library. But who could he be? Just what is the Triumvirate protecting?
That was a short book. Nothing else to click on except for a brick wall, so... Pro's Heart to Heart, number 4. I approach Pro, who remains standing in the corner of the room. It looks like he's scared, or nervous, but that's just understandable. In mere moments, we'd be fighting for the future of our army. A few moments after my steps come to an end, Pro looks at me. Sorrow appears on his face, and it looks like he's filled with regret.
Look, I'm sorry for making things complicated. I've been getting looks from everybody. They hate me. I put my life at risk and foolishly offered our own army. We need that army for our final attack on Balteus. Everybody thinks I've condemned us to death, but it's not true. This situation is super complicated and their vision is so narrow. I wish this didn't have to happen right now, especially after we've been growing closer as friends. I'm guessing that this is it for our friendship, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah, Pro, I'm afraid it is. Of course not. I forgive you.
Wait, seriously? Thank you. Oh, I was so scared you'd cut things off. I really value our bond, Monarch. I swear.
I do too. We're all friends. We're all practically family. I was worried when you chose Draku. I was shocked, but I never hated you. I was just shocked. And the thing is, I'm not sure whose side is best to be on right now. But I already made my choice, so I guess I'm gonna have to stand with it. But regardless, I hope Draku helps us in the end, even if we lose.
You sided with Vivian, so this was a total gamble. It's good to know that we can endure a difference in opinion. Ulrich wasn't giving me the same courtesy. I think he'd even kill me.
I think you did say that.
But I guess I can understand why he'd do that. This isn't just about an alliance to him. This is his home. He wants to change it for the better, like we all do with Alestia. I know this whole situation is really confusing. To be honest, I don't even know every little detail. But as long as we all trust each other, it'll work out.
Yeah. It takes a few steps, closing the difference between us. The distance, not difference, but still, the difference of the distance is still the same thing. His eyes are filled with hope now, a stark contrast to moments ago.
Thank you so much, Monarch. I know there isn't much time, so we need to get going. But that's all I needed to talk about. I'm good to go.
Me too. It's gonna be scary, but I'm ready.
After this battle, we'll have a long chat. There's so much I need to tell you, but I just can't right now. I promise that at the end of the day, this will all make sense.
He smiles and makes his way out of the room. I guess it was time. The fighting would finally begin. I'm glad that my bond with Pro could remain intact. Pro's loyalty scene will be available in the end screen, mainland, war table, and all. Alright, guys. Time for the arena. How's this gonna go? Am I gonna say... I don't know, I can just yammer on question upon question. But let's just get in and see what it is. Long series of cutscenes to play. Doing so will conclude your visit in the region of Alarenthia. Knowing this, would you like... I have no other... I can't! If I back out, it's considered dishonorable. Yes, I have to. I clicked on it and there's nothing left for me to do. Adjusting headset, swishing hair, looking deep into fire. I enter the lobby with Ulrich and Pro behind me. Our comrades are there, and they immediately turn and stare. An odd aura fills the air. But this definitely is an odd situation. Vivian stands on one side of the room, and Draku stands on the other. Ulrich follows me as I take slow steps towards Vivian, my ally in this battle. If I wanted to win, I have to ensure that him and Ulrich stay alive.
So it's finally going to happen. I've been dreaming about this day for a long time. Do your best out there, Monarch. I've got your back.
Do my best.
Of course, I have heard rumors about that blade you're carrying. So, if you don't mind, I might choose to lean on you for support too. If we all take care of each other, then we'll be unstoppable for sure.
Yes, but I've never had practice with it yet. I just was given the blade, was told I was going to practice, but never did. I don't know why I'm squeaking, I'm just nervous as heck.
I nod, since he's right.
We need to make our way to the other side of the Colosseum. Both groups start on opposite ends and meet in the middle. That's where all the chaos ensues. It'll be pretty hectic.
I'm counting on it. It's been ages since I've seen a real battle. Do your best to stay out of danger, Monarch. Leave this to us. There's no need for you to risk your life unless you need to.
I am not a fighter. But I'll do what I can. I just have to let you guys know that.
Our targets are Draku and Pro. We should do our best to avoid senseless casualties. Vivian's reign should begin with as little bloodshed as possible.
I nod and watch as Vivian and Ulrich shake hands.
It's a bit of a walk, so let's get started. The battle will start in a few minutes, so we need to be there. Some leader I'd be if I showed up late to my home fight.
He smiles through his mask, and we break our huddle. I follow him as we make our way to the gates. The weight on my shoulders is immense and frightening. I notice Drakior make his way to my side. He looks me up and down, staring at my blade.
Look, I don't know if what they told me was true, but if that blade is some sort of ancient relic, don't showboat. Anything other than strength and strategy will be seen as cheating.
I don't want to, man. I want a regular weapon. This is just one I've been given since the very beginning. Just trust me, I don't want to.
That blade may have powers to help you out in Baltius, but not here. Do your best to blend in as a regular combatant, all right? I don't want you putting Vivian in jeopardy out there.
Nope, don't wanna. I shrug, since I don't really have a say in the matter. I suppose the powers of the blade were pretty much cheating. A throw battle would do little to prove Vivian's credibility. Ulrich just popped in for a moment. after a trek that seemed like forever, we're at our gates. They're shut tight, and I could see another set. And I could see another set across from this one. At the other end of the arena, our opponents were waiting, just like us. I look over at my allies. I'm not going to say it. The crowd is roaring with excitement. Our lives are looking simply... our lives were simply entertainment to them.
Remember, we're fighting for a better future. Our hopes and dreams will carry us to victory, I know it. Of course, Ulrich's sword arm will sure be a big help.
No need to put on the pressure, Vivian. But I know you're right. This is all I've ever wanted. And with you two by my side, I know I'll never fail.
I'll do my best, man. He smiles, but that smile is quickly wiped from his face. The gates begin to open, giving us a clear view of the arena. Here it is, guys. If this is quick time events, I'm gonna suck. Well, probably not, but still. We take a few steps outside the gates and look around. The crowd goes wild, and that's when all hell breaks loose. The reserve forces rush the center to create a line of defense.
Stay back, Monarch. Let me and Vivian lead the charge.
All right.
Yeah, just make sure to stay out of danger. We can't have our future ruler falling in battle.
Now!
Okay! I stay back as instructed and let them lead the charge. After a few minutes, everybody meets in the center. All I hear is clashing metal and agonizing screams. It's an absolute massacre, just like... I gasp and I take a few steps back. Anxiety coursing through me. It feels like I'm right back in the rebel headquarters. Everybody's dying. I clutch my chest and start to panic in the arena. My breath's short. What's going on? This has never happened before. I can't escape this. It feels like it's happening all over again. I shake my head. But nothing helps. I need it to stop.
Hey, Monarch. Are you okay?
No. I'm unable to respond. I can't say, okay, I know it just didn't mean anything. I'm unable to respond as enemy soldiers close in on me. Draco's reserve forces, our own men, are coming to attack me. Or were they? I had no idea if they'd actually follow through. And thanks to a sudden interruption, I never find out.
Monarch!
Ah! Ulrich rushes to my side and pushes me onto the ground. I hit the floor with a loud thud, and I'm knocked back into back into coherence. However, this did little else but redirect the attention to him. With most of a dozen men charging towards him, he stands his ground. Unsheathing his sword, he sizes up the oncoming attackers. One single swing later, they're all knocked to the ground. Holy crap, what kind of arm do you have? It seems he's shown him mercy as they squirm on the ground injured. I'm not sure what was calculating, but that was impressive. It's almost like he knew exactly when to swing for maximum effect. It hurts me to see it hurts me to see him harm our own. But there was no other choice.
Forgive me, Monarch. It was either them or you. I had to make a decision. Give me your hand. We need to keep things moving.
My mind just shot me. I couldn't see. I nod and grab his hand. He helps me back to my feet. I have no idea what just happened. Was that a vision or something else? No, there was no time to think about that. We had a battle to focus on. And it was a battle that we were winning. We pushed the opposing forces back towards the side. After a few minutes of battle, they're almost back into a corner. We had them right where we wanted them. Or did we?
No!
Okay, I guess they just had people hidden under the sand. Under the floorboards. Just when we think we had the upper hand, Draku plays his trump card. His forces spread out and quickly run around our flanks, surrounding us. We weren't quick enough to react. We were all too close together.
Stay close, Monarch! This must be what Draco was counting on. If we can break free, then victory is surely ours.
I haven't swung a bit! They take slow, synchronized steps towards us. We all look for a weakness, but can't find any. In a few minutes, they close in on us.
The strategy, it seems desperate. That means he doesn't have anything else up his sleeve. Get us out of this, Monarch. Use that blade if you have to.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm not sure what choices are going to come up, but if it's only two, saying use blade or not. If I don't use the blade, I'm sure we're going to fail. If I do use the blade, we might be quote-unquote winning, but I'm sure we'll be failing because of disgrace. And also, the sword would be siphoning souls, wouldn't it? This sucks! They raise their blades and ready themselves to attack. They're still far away, but it's enough to intimidate us. I reach for my own weapon in response and unsheath it. I take slow steps forward, matching their synchronization. They stare at me, confused, and some of them even scoff at me. This was my chance to shine. I had to save us all from this trap. Gripping the blade tightly, I try to figure out how to activate it. As if sensing my instinct. Yeah, okay, that's the word. I was trying to figure out if that was the word. As if sensing my instinct, the gear on the blade starts to spin fervently. I raise it up in the air and demand that the blade assist us in battle. Immediately after that, a flash of white light overtakes the arena. Just like every other time the blade has been used, as if that's its call. However, this flash of white light subsides almost as soon as it began. It seems to leave everybody in the arena blinded. They stagger back, waving their hands over their eyes, unable to see. In their confusion, they step back, revealing a gap in their formation. And that gap is exactly what Draku now stands. With my comrades so also blinded, it might just be up to me. I grip the blade and watch Draku panic in his slight robbed state. The crowd grew silent, almost in awe at what's going on. All eyes are on me. They know I use my blade to do this. Unsure if I should attack or wait for their sight to return. I don't want them to think I'm a coward who needs to disarm their foes. With so many people watching, I need to consider what image I give myself. I would be in the highest seat of power after this war. I need to think. Attacking them directly before we can retaliate, wait for the blindness to subside, and fight them as a team. Heck yeah, I ain't gonna cheat. No, I couldn't rely on the blade to win this battle. It was cheating. Breaking through this attack was enough to put us back on equal ground. That's all we needed to win. We wouldn't get caught off guard again. I prepare to sheath my blade, but then everything changes. I feel a grip on my shoulder, preventing me from moving at all. Turning to face the source of the intrusion, I tremble in fright. It was Ulrich.
Sorry. I can't have you getting in the way. I have to do this, Monarch. Please forgive me.
What? The grip of my shoulder tightens into something more crushing. His aggression is clear, and for the first time, I'm frightened by him. He holds up his blade and repositions his hand to use the blade as a weapon. And he smashes it against my face repeatedly. he smashes it against my face repeatedly. I scream and fall to my knees. Blood pours from my nose. My vision is getting hazy, and soon I fall to the ground completely. Looking at the gap in the enemy forces, I see Pro step through. He holds a dagger out at Ulrich, who holds out his blade in turn. The light still blinds most of the other fighters, making this a one-on-one battle. I reach out and try to stop them, but it's no use. They immediately charge at one another. Pain radiates through my entire body, and I'm almost unable to focus. Just like that. Their weapons clash again and again, and I finally see Pro fight. He dodges with grace, almost like watching the moves of a dancer.
Give it up, Pro. This is what I was meant to do. Changing Alarinthia means everything to me.
Even smashing you to the ground and smashing the monarch's face in repeatedly, just over and over and... Oh. I'm talking about me.
I can't let you win, Ulrich! We need Draku's strength to take down the Triumvirate! You can always come back and change things after the war!
Never!
They continue to fight, ignoring each other's pleas. But they'd have to do something quick. The other soldiers are shaking things off. I keep trying to crawl towards them. Their battle was with Vivian and Draku, not each other.
Are you really willing to die for this? Think about what Draku can help us accomplish!
If the choice is between fighting alongside Draku and death, then yeah, I'm willing to die for this, Pro. But I have to ask, are you willing to kill me in the name of my enemy?
Yes, of course!
He looks nervous, like Ulrich is calling out a bluff. He takes slow, intimidating steps toward Pro. In response, Pro starts to panic and step back.
If you're willing to kill me, then do it! Show me that our friendship means nothing to you!
But we're family!
He looks like Pro is about to cry.
No, that's just an excuse you made up.
Why are you saying this?
Because I don't believe you're willing to kill me. But I stand here, ready to kill you at a moment's notice. That need for friends and family to be loved, that's your weakness.
You are heartless, man.
All I've ever wanted was to change this nation for the better. You, Tomek, the Monarch, you're worth less than pawns to me. So I'll give you one chance to kill me. Take my life, or lose yours.
Dang, I hate Ulrich now. He's treating everybody, not just because of me, but to anybody. Everything is nothing to him. He wants it for a better, but for what? If he doesn't care about anybody, what's the point?
Ulrich, stop!
I really want to see how this turns out on the other side. After this story, after this series ends, I am going through this again to see the other side. I don't care if the end is just purity and it turns out that I'm become the triumvirate. Okay, that's pretty bad. But I still want to choose Draku's side. In response, Ulrich readies his blade and steps closer to Pro. There's nothing I can do anymore. I'm practically choking on my own blood. Any weak cries I emit would be easily overtaken by the chatter of our audience. A chatter that soon turns into roaring applause. Pro lunges forward to attack Ulrich, but he quickly counters. Gripping Pro's arm, he quickly seizes the dagger for himself.
So that's the way it is, huh? You're a fool, Pro. Always were.
Throwing his own great sword on the ground, he stares at Pro's eyes. Pro trembles in fear, realizing he played right into Ulrich's hands. He dodges Pro's erratic attack, rather than launching his own.
Ulrich! Let me go!
As he holds Pro firmly in place, he closes his eyes.
Sorry it had to come to this, but know that your death will create a better nation. And hopefully, that will lead us all to a better world.
He plunges the dagger into Pro's gut multiple times. The look on their faces reminds me of Shane and Dominic. But something tells me that Pro wouldn't be as lucky. I can hear him cry and whimper as he falls to the ground.
Looks like you were finally good for something.
I'm just sad at this. You don't know what side you're on until later. That's why I'm choosing to go with what I chose. Doesn't mean I have to like it. In life, you cannot save and reload to try again. But I really want to see how things turn out next time I go through this. Because this is just sad. That's the last thing I can remember. Succumbing to grief and agony, I slowly pass out. The crowd goes wild as the soldiers finally overcome their blindness. They're greeted to the sight of a victor, but I only see a man who lost. An empty victory, and one we would surely never fully recover from. Crying at our loss, my vision fades as I lie in a puddle of my own blood. Strength over words is the achievement. My eyes slowly open and I find myself back in the Coliseum private quarters. Pain radiates through my head, pulsing with my heartbeat. It's almost unbearable. I notice some empty vials on the nightstand and an odd taste in my mouth. Painkillers. Velessa and 14 sit on chairs beside the bed, watching me intently.
He's waking up.
14 immediately rises from his chair and runs over to me. The worry on his face is clear, but everybody breathes a sigh of relief. That is, except for Ulrich. He stands in a corner of the room, with his arms crossed. After what he just did, I'm not surprised that he acts distant.
We were so worried, Monarch. We didn't know if you'd recover. Ulrich did some damage. Your nose is broken, but if you give it time, you'll be totally fine.
Not completely. Upon hearing this, Ulrich rolls his eyes. I can't believe it, but Pro was dead. Ulrich killed him. Our alliance with Vivian was secured. But was it worth it? That's not a question I could possibly answer. On one hand, that sacrifice could ensure the safety of millions. But we were comrades. Bonds complicated things during a time of war. And there was no time to grieve either. We needed to prepare for Balteus. I let my legs dangle off the bed and find their place on the warm stone floor. I could sense the denial in the air. Nobody wanted to talk about what just happened.
So, what's the next step?
Dominic enters the conversation.
With our alliance finalized, we need to head back to Museo. After some swift preparation, we'll launch the assault on Balteus. This is it. We've come away from this with more soldiers than ever.
Hal steps forward and enters the conversation as well.
The Triumvirate would not expect us to recover this quickly, but here we stand, stronger than ever before. We can win this war. We would advise not mulling over this sacrifice. It secured us victory.
Heartless people.
Yeah, Pro may have not sided with Vivian, but he sided with us. We're still going to secure the future he was fighting for. Alestia's future. He was a dear friend, and this loss will give me more power, more resolve.
Yeah. I'll stand for that.
A good outlook. Wasting time to mourn could cost us this entire war. We must make our way to the docks and meet with Vivian. Focus on the things that are within our control, Monarch.
Yeah. I nod. Suggestion born from denial, I doubt, no doubt. However, despite its origins, it was a good idea. We still have business to take care of, no matter what. I stand up, getting out of the bed, and everyone looks worried. They brace themselves to catch me in case I were to fall over. I stumble slightly, but I'm fine. I think I was ready to get things moving.
So, should we just start walking to the docks? Let's make sure to stock up on lots of water. The journey back isn't going to be any easier.
He gets ready to leave, but Fortane interjects.
Whoa, hold on a second here. Before we go, I have a question to ask.
He looks over at Ulrich, who exchanges an awkward glance.
Ulrich, why did you do this? You could have waited and went after Draku!
Everyone looks shocked, but I knew it's something we're all thinking. Without a single word, Ulrich shakes his head and walks out of the room.
Hey! I asked you a question, you coward!
And it's no use. He's already long gone. Ulrich wanted a better future, I'm sure, that's certain. So he chose an easier target. Likely to the docks, as I know he wouldn't abandon us. As bad as his actions were, he still seemed to serve our cause.
Fortim.
I know we have an alliance or whatever, but who cares? We lost one of our friends. Why is nobody even sad?
We'll have plenty of time to grieve after this war is over. We've lost plenty, and I'm sure we'll be losing even more, but if we give up and mope around, we'll lose everything.
It's true. It's not like we're not sad, Fortane. We do care. But if we don't do anything, it would be a loss of their lives. Their lives were sacrificed for this cause. We care very much about them. And if we don't do anything, if we don't take this opportunity, their lives and sacrifices will be for naught, be a waste. So let's do it for them. Do it with the thought they sacrificed their lives for our cause, for the cause they were fighting for, alongside us. They're not lost in our hearts. Remember that.
I'm not forgetting about him, Fortim. We just have more important things to focus on. Let's get to the docks. We can talk more on the trip home.
That's part of the problem, Valessa. I don't even know what home is anymore. It was Valenorth and then Mazeo, but everything around us is getting destroyed. And I thought home was being with our friends. But now they're dying, Valessa.
Nobody knows how to respond to Fortame's words. An awkward silence fills the room, but he gets the idea.
Fine. Forget I even said anything. But we were betrayed, plain and simple, by one of our own. It may have gotten us an alliance, but it's still a betrayal. And in my books, people like that deserve to be punished. So you can push this aside or whatever, but I won't. This is a crime that needs to be answered for.
After saying that, he storms out of the room. I suppose he was right, but it's really not that simple. There's no point in arguing, however, so we all start to leave.
Well, I guess maybe venting like that could help. Let's just get it out of the way while we're walking, alright? Every moment we waste makes our enemy more prepared.
Everybody seems to agree, and we all shuffle out of the room. And so begins the long and arduous journey back to the docks. However, instead of hope, this trek would be filled with a feeling of despair. And we'll save it off here. This was a heavy one. Holy crap. Thinking Ulrich was a great guy, just being logical, going, we need to do this, but don't worry, I'm by your side. But seeing him act this way, ensuring the future by taking out not only a friend, but considered weaker target. Yes, he was a weaker target because he cared, and that's why he did it. So he ensured that they win and take over the new seat, being the new ruler of Alrenthia. I'm not sure how he fully feels, but this is how he treated it. We won't know until we read further. But being well written, if you can feel something inside a story, even though you don't like someone in the story, if you don't like someone in the story because of their personality and not because it's badly written, that means it's a good story. And they're a good villain or a good opponent or twist of events. So this is... I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. So thank you guys for stopping by. And until I see you guys again, have a great day, everyone.